And then with some encouragement from my mentor here, I began doing teaching at Iliff. There were no women in the Iliff faculty, and so he assigned Gene Smith and another person and me to team teach with the men so that they get at least have a woman up front doing things. Crazy stories about some of those things.
Like?
Well, this first one was, we had this table with 12 people here, and the professor was at that end, and I was at this end. He and I had agreed that I would be the one to start it. It was a thing on the church and the family. Well, my opening remark was, there's no reason to get married these days unless your understanding of the church requires it. And he said, bullshit. And it went on from there. It was a great course. The students loved it. And then Clarence, I came into his office one day to check out what I was going to be doing during the next fall. And he was on the telephone, and when he answered the telephone, he says, I think I've got a job for you. And the job was to teach education at the St.
Vincent Seminary.
St. Vincent.
Thomas Seminary.
St. Thomas, no.
St. Thomas Seminary, which was a
Vincentian order.
seminary.
And so I went over there and it's just up the road down there, not far away, but no, that way you can see it. And directionally disabled. Well, I would go, and there was a woman who was a secretary at the front desk, and there was a bathroom that she could use there, and there was a woman who was doing the librarian stuff. And
At the end of the building.
At the end of the building, and there was a bathroom up that way. And across over here is another building where the nuns who came in to do the cleaning and the cooking and stuff. Well, when I showed up, I was the first woman ever, to be in that section, in the middle where the classrooms were.
First Protestant, first female to teach.
And it was hard work, but it was neat, And I had experience about how you do teaching, so that part wasn't difficult. But one day I met this man, an old man. It was a place where the Vincentian elders also lived. And this man came up to me and went like that, frowned, and said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm one of the teachers." And he just walked off shaking his head. He never made eye contact with me again. But the other thing that was delightful about it was that the students would tell me the ways in which they prayed for me in the services of worship. And so I had done one term, and I did another, second one. I thought, geez, maybe I ought to go to church. And so I asked if that would be all right. And so the crowd of people said, well, yes. So I began then going about once a week to the service of worship. And it was really great. At one point, the first class had about 60 students, all of them wearing their robes, and I guess 15 of them named David, I think it was. And so I decided they had to be in alphabetical order, so I rearranged them and had them put alphabetical order so I could tell who they were. And then I said, well, the first assignment is that since you have a prayer at the beginning of class, you'll take turns doing it. They said, what? And I said, well, yeah. And I passed the thing around. So by the time we got to St. Patrick's Day, someone prayed in the name of some Russian, and the class booed. It was great fun.